Goiter, gigantomastia, dwarfism, gigantism? Why do these people have this condition? What system of our body is responsible for this? Hello, Sci-Files! I am Ma'am Annalyn Aguilar, your science teacher for today. In this episode of Agham Alam Hub, we will discuss and enumerate the function of the endocrine system. We will relate the effects of hormones on our body, and lastly, we will appreciate the importance of the endocrine system in our body. In the next few minutes, we will explore science for another moment. Endocrine system is composed of glands that secrete chemicals called hormones, which control various body processes such as respiration, metabolism, reproduction, growth, movement, sensory perception, and sexual development. When the glands do not produce the right amount of hormones, it may result in a body disorder due to hormonal imbalance such as diabetes, growth problems, and thyroid disease. There are 10 glands of the endocrine system, namely the hypothalamus, pituitary gland, pineal gland, thyroid, parathyroid, thymus, adrenal gland, pancreas, testes, and ovaries, that releases hormones and perform various functions in our body. Here are the glands of the endocrine system. Hypothalamus lies just below the thalamus and above pituitary gland that links the nervous and the endocrine systems. It is responsible for body temperature, hunger, thirst, mood, and sleep. Some hormones released by this gland are corticotropin-stimulating hormone and thyrotropin-releasing hormone. The pituitary gland is also known as master gland. It is located at the base of the brain that stimulates growth and controls the functions of other organs. It releases hormones such as vasopressin, which regulates body's water level. Oxytocin is a stored hormone that triggers the contraction of uterus during labor. Prolactin helps the breast grow and produce milk during pregnancy and after birth. The pituitary gland also releases growth hormone, luteinizing hormone, and follicle-stimulating hormone. The pineal gland releases a hormone called melatonin that plays a role in regulating sleep patterns. The thyroid gland is found below the voice box that regulates body metabolism and causes calcium storage in bones. Thyroxine and calcitonin are the hormones released by the thyroid. The parathyroid gland secretes parathyroid hormones, which are responsible for controlling calcium levels in the body located in the neck. What gland do you think releases antibodies when we are sick and infected? That's right! It is thymus gland, found in front of the heart, which releases thymosin that enables body to produce specific antibodies. How about during emergencies? Are you wondering why we can do extraordinary movements in case of emergency? The adrenal gland, which is found on top of the kidney, produces adrenaline that prepares our body for actions and controls the heart rate and breathing during emergency. Another gland included in the endocrine system is the pancreas, that releases insulin and glucagon. These hormones regulate blood sugar levels. It is located between the kidneys. Now, which gland do you think is responsible for a female's menstruation and enlargement of breast? Which gland is responsible in male's broader chest, shoulders, lower and deeper voice? It is because of the female and male reproductive systems. Ovaries are located in the lower abdomen. They influence female traits and support reproductive function. The ovaries release estrogen and progesterone. On the other hand, testes are located at the lower abdomen that releases androgen and testosterone that controls maturation and male characteristics. If the organ and hormones do not produce the regulated amount of chemicals to our body, it may result in abnormality, and this condition is called hormonal imbalance. This hormonal imbalance may lead to diabetes, thyroid disease, growth disorders, and sexual dysfunction. Here are some of the disorders of the endocrine system. Goiter may result from the over or underproduction of thyroid hormone or the presence of nodules in the thyroid itself. But the most common goiter is lack of iodine in the diet. Gigantomastia is a rare but disabling condition characterized by excessive breast growth. Diabetes is a disease in which body's ability to produce or respond to hormone insulin is impaired, resulting in abnormal metabolism of carbohydrates and elevated glucose levels in blood and urine. Gigantism, also known as acromegaly, is a hormonal disorder that develops when a pituitary gland produces too much growth hormone during childhood and adulthood. Dwarfism is a hormonal disorder due to growth hormone deficiency. Another hormonal disorder is polycystic ovary syndrome, commonly known as PCOS. It is a condition in which the ovaries produce an abnormal amount of androgen. Male sex hormones are usually present in women in small amounts. A specialist doctor known as endocrinologist can be consulted when we experience hormonal imbalance. In this episode of Agham Alam Hub, we discuss the endocrine system. Endocrine system is composed of glands that secrete chemicals called hormones, which controls various body processes such as respiration, metabolism, reproduction, growth, movement, sensory perception, and sexual development. There are 10 glands of the endocrine system, namely the hypothalamus, pituitary gland, pineal gland, thyroid, parathyroid, thymus, adrenal gland, pancreas, testes, and ovaries that release hormones and perform various functions in our body. If the organs and hormones do not produce the regulated amount of chemicals to our body, it may result in abnormality, and this condition is called hormonal imbalance. This hormonal imbalance may lead to diabetes, thyroid disease, growth disorder, and sexual dysfunction. Some common disorders due to hormonal imbalance of the endocrine system are goiter, gigantomastia, diabetes, gigantism, dwarfism, and polycystic ovary syndrome or PCOS. A specialist doctor known as endocrinologist can be consulted when we experience hormonal imbalance. That's all for today, SciPals. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. See you again next week for another moment. Only here in Agham Alam Hub, Palladian SciTech Portal. Bye!